Hey, I'm Dagny. Let's talk about why I'm thinking of Will Smith and Entanglements. Now, as you probably have heard, Will and Jada and August have been in headlines, social, tabloid type news recently due to some perceived relationships and entanglements that have occurred. And I'm going to tell you up front, I feel like details about people's marriages is really none of our business. And even for celebrities, I feel like there is a way to go about it or maneuver these sorts of questions of nosy people just wanting to know your life because they're tired of their own life, right? But what it got me thinking about when I was looking, while scrolling through what people were saying, it got me thinking about how Will Smith, in terms of the career and the character of Will Smith, can be quite an amazing case study about life choices and how those choices stack up for success. So for this video, I did take the time and I did watch the Red Table Talk and I did watch the interview just to get some background on why was everybody talking about it. And it got me thinking more about these things. When you look at Will's story, he starts out as a regular kid and he can rhyme. And he has his friend DJ Jazzy Jeff and they put the rhymes to the beats. And next thing you know, you have a hit record. Then Fresh Prince becomes even more solidified by having a show. And he gets access to all this money. Himself has been quite transparent about it. When he was young, he was just spending the money, partying, whatever. He marries twice, actually, young. And him and DJ Jazzy Jeff are the first hip hop act to win a Grammy in the history of the Grammys, which sometimes I find it interesting that when people want to talk about hip hop, we skip from Gil Scott-Heron to Tupac to Kendrick Lamar and there's nobody in between, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, but I digress. That was supposed to be it, right? You have your hit records, you had a show, you were trending at the time, and then that's it. We should have never heard of Will Smith again unless he's gonna be featured on VH1's Where Are They Now? And you see both of them doing just regular people stuff. But back in their heyday, they had a hit record, right? That was supposed to be it. And then for whatever reason, Will decides to push more into acting. There was this I don't know what kind of Karate Kid guru he met, but it was something switched on in his head to be there's now a goal. It's not just, oh, we just happen to be good at this. There's a goal he is moving towards. And he really does have this catalog of a track record in terms of the types of movies he decided to be a part of or even produced himself, where it really is showcasing the highest, flyest, baddest Black character you could ever see. He's fighting aliens, he's a cowboy, he's the coolest cop, and is always funny, and also has a message. And he can also be serious. He can also make you cry. He is an actor. Looking at this all again from the outside looking in, because I don't know him or anybody else around him personally. But looking at it where you move up to get to this point where you're not waiting for people to give you an award. I'm just over here doing my thing and doing it better than the last time I did it consistently. So I'm not here to tell you why you need to recognize me. I'm just doing my thing and reminding you why you need to catch up to me. Do you get what I'm saying? That was the vibe, or that was that's the inspiring mantra I got just by watching him move the way he did. This is where I feel life choices, where you can learn about life choices, comes into play. Because like I said, he married young and had children young. And it was after those choices that this shift happened. And he's all into the law of attraction. And he's just going better and better, right? And then one has to ask, so even though you yourself have evolved or you yourself have now shifted into this other dimension, whatever choices that you made prior to that are still attached to you. It makes me wonder, like, how can you maneuver those choices so they are aligned with every phase of your life? So when we talk about Will and Jada's relationship, and we listen to the words they use to describe it, from they had amicably separated, they are life partners, they actually, yes, they got together young and over time found that they're really growing separately and not really as compatible, but there's still love there, so we're going to keep it moving. It makes me wonder, like, let's say using that as an idea. So I'm not saying like both of them actually did this or didn't do this, but taking that concept, is it a deal of, regardless of where you were when you created these attachments, do you get them on board to evolve with you? If they're not there, if they're not interested, what do you do with them? Is it okay for them to stick around? Or are they going to hold you back? Are they going to be dead weight? Because when I look at the types of things that publicly we can see about their family, right? It's hard not to make an assumption, being on the outside looking in. You have one star and everyone else is kind of just like riding along or riding on the coattails or tagging along on his train instead of being a star in their own right. Because then it's got me comparing, which I know we should totally not be comparing people, but I have to. It gets me comparing like this unit and Diddy and his kids. And I know they're very different personalities. They came up into the hip hop scene very differently and their relationships are very different. I know. But you look at Diddy and what he shares publicly, which again, I don't know them personally, so I don't know. Those may not even be his kids. I'm just kidding. Diddy has his kids interning in his company, going to proper school, having a really wholesome grasp on how to be a celebrity in a way where you still have your private life, but you also are not pining for attention. How one does that effectively is that you shouldn't give your children freedom, or it depends what kind of freedom you give them. I don't know, but I'm not seeing that in Will's situation, where it's like he's good for himself, and then the family is kind of like, they're okay to take photos because they're all beautiful, but once you go any deeper, it's like, okay. Which just seems like a mixed match. Again, from the outside, looking in. This then got me thinking about, do these life choices need to be focused on being very picky on who you decide to attach, the attachments you make? Or is it just a part of the journey? Like some of the criticism over time, some of the criticism that comes around about Will Smith is, yes, he's great at what he does, but he's all about himself. Or he doesn't really open the door for other people. Almost similar to how people were complaining when Tyler Perry announced that, well, actually his writer's room is just him. Like he's the one who does all the writing, all the editing and everything. And everyone's like, oh my goodness, why would you do that? Look how so many people you could have hired, no wonder, blah, blah, blah. When you hear Will talk about how the mindset he has to achieve what he does, one hears this deal of like, yo, you are on this mission. Like you know the destination, and regardless if you stumble along the way, you're going somewhere. You're not sitting in one place waiting for things to come or waiting for things to happen to you. You're just going. And being very astute to what comes up as you're going to make sure you are learning what you're supposed to learn or shift the way you're supposed to shift. If that's how you are maneuvering your life, it seems like, I don't know, it seems like that really is a one-person mission. Once you add other people, as in your eye is here, but you also need to balance this partner or this significant other person. And then your eye is still here, but you also, in addition to that, balance these children or whatever else. And then now, instead of just doing this, you're now juggling. Is the juggling helping you get closer to that? Or is it hindering you? Is it distracting you? Is it holding you back? Because if that destination is really your purpose, your destiny, whatever, right? Your goal, usually it's because you're going to sit somewhere else than where you are right now, right? But only one person can sit on a throne. Or only one person can sit on a stool. This juggling of people, does it get you any closer to your throne? Are you supposed to try and squeeze them in the throne with you? All for the sake of, look, I'm not alone. Would you go through more or less pain if you continue juggling to that while you're still got your eye on that destination? I'm not sure yet. If there's a pattern of seeing how the juggling of these attachments is holding you back more than pushing you forward, can you stop juggling? Can you just let them fall where they want to be and accept them that, okay, y'all gonna be there, cool. I'm gonna continue up here then. But it's all love. Can one continue that? Possibly, because it sounds like that's what they tried to do. And then you now have this like situation that already the timing of it coming out in the public to me is fishy. I'm sorry, it's fishy. The thing happened 4 years ago. People have not been speaking to each other, apparently, according to them. They've already moved on. And then at an interview, when you were talking about how you're dropping an album, you decide you need to, speak your truth. It's like, I don't know about that. But I digress. I think this is still a testament to the case study of Will Smith. I feel there's still a testament of success, that even regardless of the attachments that were made in different phases of one's life, it did not burden the trajectory. I feel like it is authentic and real to be quite transparent at the fact that marriage is not tidy and neat. But I'm not sure if that's just how marriage is supposed to be, or that's the individuals who decided to get married. That is why I've been thinking about Will Smith and Entanglements. And then in terms of Entanglements, I think overall, I don't think we've learned anything new. You really should not be looking for happiness in other people, and you really should not be out here trying to fix people. And if you truly are a healer, you need to make sure that the healing that you're doing is about the gift that you bestow to others, not about what it does for you. So am I judging? No, because I still really feel like it was none of our business. I think it just emphasized for me how particular you really need to be about the attachments you make in life. Because regardless of where your journey takes you, and regardless of how many times you upgrade and evolve and transform and be whatever you're supposed to be, all of those attachments still stay with you, which I think do influence that journey. It may not block it altogether, but it might take you on a path that you didn't have to go on at all. Yeah. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about life choices in terms of the attachments you make and how you maneuver juggling relationships of all kinds while you're maneuvering your life to get to your goal, to get to your ultimate goal in life? Also, of course, if you also took the time and watched any of the clips about Will, Jada, and Entanglements, or if you yourself also are just someone who does follow Will Smith or does follow any of these people, what do you think about it? Has it added or taken away or changed your perspective when it comes to marriage or relationships or how we use people? Let me know, comment below. Also, remember to go to my website, dagnyzenovia.com, where I will share a little more about what I've been thinking about on this topic. Thank you so much for watching. Be safe. I'll see you next time.